Welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot.
Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, coming to you from a beautiful day in Astoria, Queens. With me, as always, is my number two, my man with the plan, Mr. Dominic Leonelli.
What's up, you guys? Thanks for coming and checking us out, man. We're gonna have a fun time as always. We're gonna talk some trash up here and do our thing. Dude. We've been seeing the comments. You know, we need to see more of them. I haven't seen a good. I really haven't seen. I appreciate the love, but you know, you guys stir some drama up in the comments. You know,
dude, it's been nice, dude. A lot of comments. Hey, shout out to the people who've been commenting on the YouTube, on the Instagram. We love it, dude.
Talk about who you want to have on with me as the new host. I know a lot of these guys.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
So, you know, I'm excited. We got a little political episode for you.
This is going to be a little bit of a different episode.
You're going to get to see me at my worst.
We're recording this like a week or 2 weeks before the election. It's not going to be super political, but it's going to come out the day after the election. So we don't know who's going to win.
That's good.
But we're going to be talking. This is all based on, and we'll get into it in the episode, but yeah, I got drunk one night and someone asked me, they were like, well, what would you do if you were the president? And I fucking rambled and I wrote all these notes about what I would do to fix the country. Yeah. And I go, we should do this on a pod, a little State of the Union. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
So if you are continuing, it's funny. Don't worry. We're going to fucking have fun with it. But yeah, it's a little different than what we've usually done, but it's going to be a good one, dude.
And I'm going to drop some couple gems, you know, because I think I got some really very good points.
Who wouldn't want to see Dom as president, you know? What would he do?
This whole country would be different.
So stay tuned, baby. You're gonna hear all the thoughts. Yeah. And we our guest today that we brought on, perfect guy for a State of the Union, returning guest, first time with Dom as the co-host. Let's get right into it with Adam Gulley.
Yeah.
Gotten to whenever I go see things live, I like to get the poster.
Oh, you went and checked them out live?
Yeah, I saw them live. Childish Gambino, I saw live. Foo Fighters behind you.
Oh, yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah, I like that.
Living life in the memories.
Definite applause.
Steven Seagal. You've seen him live somewhere.
Dude, you know, I got all these, bought them. I got all these video VHSs. They were just sitting out in Astoria, like on a curb, and I go, that'll look good in the podcast studio.
Yeah, dude, Pretty Woman's the best one. That's
right? Yeah, Clint Eastwood.
Did you hear him singing Jamaican music? When he had like the batwa.
Steven Seagal?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even surprised.
He had a batwa?
Oh, yeah.
A fatwa?
Yeah.
Is there any way we can play that on the podcast?
I
How
think,
do you say
we get
American
hit for copyright.
language?
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you might.
Just pull up some videos of him doing karate.
Let's see.
Aikido. How dare you?
Steven Seagal singing Jamaican?
Yeah. It actually kind of slaps.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I don't want to give it away, but it's like, it's hilarious.
Let me make sure I'm recording.
Yeah.
How many times do you check the oven?
He talks about the punani. Well, no, with this, you want to make sure you're...
Right, no, I did before. No, I know. Dylan's always worried about it. You got it? Yeah. Is it going? I don't blame you. I did it before.
Well, I hate to do a whole episode and then be like, oh, shit.
All
right.
The audio.
Steven Seagal's Jamaican punani song.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Wow, dude. Wow.
And he goes, I like the punani.
Oh my god, dude. I don't want to get copyrighted.
It's so worth it.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Yeah, it's the best.
That'd be the guy I'd want to meet. That would be one to meet, Steven Seagal.
Oh, dude, I would love to meet him and be like, can you teach me self-defense? That would be the way to go.
He'd hurt you on the way.
You think?
Oh, yeah, he's not doing nothing gentle.
No. Oh, no, because he broke Sean Connery's hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He was showing him some Aikido move for Bond and just shattered his wrist.
Yeah,
really?
Got some serious psychological problems.
Oh, yeah. But I was like...
oh, he's mentally ill.
But him or
for
JCVD?
Sure.
Who's JCVD?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'd say Van Damme's
that.
whipping his ass. But I never heard the short terminology for him, but I'm a huge Van Damme.
Yeah. Just coked out of his mind and bipolar.
Oh, dude. He would have whipped
He's my favorite.
Van Damme with the splits?
Yeah.
Number one, you could do a split. You could beat the shit out of Steven Seagal. That's my rule.
That's high praise.
I seen Stallone talked about it on like a late night once. I guess Van Damme like challenged Seagal to a fight, and Seagal said no. I don't know. It's on late night somewhere. Stallone was like, yeah, Van Damme was just too strong for Seagal.
Seagal's like, I don't want to kill him.
Yeah, a bunch of short guys.
I want him to live.
A bunch of short guys just standing up for themselves. Tom Cruise comes over. Yeah, he's lucky. Man, everybody's 5'5", right?
Yeah, dude, they're all short. Did you see the one? Was it Steven Seagal who was with the Arnold Schwarzenegger, the bicep measuring?
No.
Or no, that was maybe Jesse Ventura.
Oh.
Did you hear that story?
No,
He was like,
it?
they went in, I think they were filming Predator, and Jesse Ventura was like, oh, I got bigger biceps than Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the costume department measured the biceps, and they were like, wow, yeah, you have a bigger arm than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mm-hmm. And he goes, the next day we go to set, and he's like, oh yeah, let's measure our biceps. And he's like, Arnold Schwarzenegger had like a 20-inch bicep or something like that. And they were like, I thought you said it was smaller, like 16 or whatever. And he's like, I told the costume department to lie to you. Like embarrassed them in front of the whole set. I told them to do it.
He's all about the mind fuck.
Oh, dude. Well, you're coming in hot, dude. We were running a little late, so you just had a little cocktail. Keep the buzz going, baby.
I'm going.
I love it.
Let's get this guy some dope.
This is a little
This
is a little different episode, huh? We never get political on the pod, but I thought day after election this is coming out, so we don't know who's going to win. It could be, hey, depending on who wins, this might not even air. The internet might be down. The internet might be done for, dude, with the revolution coming, with whoever side is upset. But dude, this all goes back to, I texted you. I go, we should do a State of the Union pod. How would you fix the country? If you were president.
Yeah.
If you were president of the country. And then I go, who I want to hear? I want to hear from Gulley, and I want to hear from Dom. If they were the president
we both have it together.
of the United States of America. So yeah, that was the whole thought process behind this episode. And I figured, hey, why not, dude? Because you said, we should just get drunk and talk about this on a podcast.
Yeah.
Why
we
not?
can fix the country. Why not?
Easy fix.
Well, only podcasts right now isn't it hilarious that it's like right now we got Trump on Rogan. I was listening to that.
Yeah, me too.
How was it?
We can talk about that later.
Okay.
JD Vance was on Theo, and now he's on Tim Dillon. Just being like,
oh my god,
it's
so funny. And Kamala's on Call Her Daddy.
It's 10 days before you were voting, and everyone's doing a podcast. Just doing podcasts.
It's wild, dude.
Crunch time.
Yeah.
It's crunch time. Everyone's like, oh, I got to do the hot pause. Well, it makes sense, dude. Podcasts, they're getting way more views.
Before it was Oprah, Montel Williams. Remember, they were doing those shows.
Yeah.
Trying to promote.
And you do Rogan, that's going to get like 5 million views compared to like the debate, which I don't even know if the debate got 5 million views.
And Rogan versus Oprah, though, like, let's just say it's definitely better for voting, because it's like the fans of Rogan, they don't need to hire a babysitter to go vote,
Yeah, dude. That's what they always say. What is there's always an early Democratic lead because Republicans are out working and they vote late. That was always a dig.
But I will say, if you don't listen to Trump is just yapping.
It's
a yap. It's a yap. It's a yap.
The JFK files.
He's interesting. He's obviously funny, but it just be like, it's 3 hours of just yapping.
It's crazy that he's sitting down for 3, and he sat in the studio. They didn't do it at the White House.
No, they had to do the big whole like Secret Service. They had to like press every button and do all that stuff. And you're just gearing up, and then you just hear it, and whatever you think about it, but you're not going to learn anything new. And it was not. It was 3 hours. I was just like, I had to stop.
It is still pretty cool that like a presidential candidate, both sides would sit down and do a free-formed like 30-minute to 3-hour chat.
I'd like to see the difference between Trump's interview on Rogan and on Schultz.
I watched a good amount of the Schultz one. It was pretty good. He got a lot of pushback for that.
Oh, yeah, apparently. I know. Special. He can't even tape his special now.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right, in Brooklyn.
But
that's good public. It's like,
he's filming it at the Beacon now.
It's way better.
Way better.
Well, that's what's so funny about all those. Like, it's so funny. It's like they'll cancel them for like talking or what, and whatever you think about whatever political side you fall on. But it's just being like, if you wouldn't have George Carlin or Richard Pryor at your event, or Lenny Bruce, if they're just be like, if you said anything remotely controversial about anything, it's so hilarious. Just be like, oh yeah, no, don't do your art.
Those dudes were
art
getting
here.
arrested.
Yeah,
it's
and
crazy.
It's like, as a business owner,
the
it's
company
like,
off.
I'm going to show them, I'm going to shut down my business that day and not make any money.
Yeah, that's
It's
nuts.
like, what are you doing?
It was also funny the way I saw him read the email, and they were like, "Hey, we don't want this guy, but like Live Nation
But
represent,
we'll-
but we'll have
anybody else.
anybody else you want to fill
Yeah.
in." And they were like, "Yeah, okay,
Chaperoning?
That's
Yeah,
classic.
yeah.
That's classic. Like, we'll keep you in mind.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it." That goes right into one. Okay, so I guess we'll kick it off.
Yeah, go
What
ahead.
if there was? I mean, not really. It's just this podcast, dude. We're loose and goose, dude. But if there was one thing you could do to fix the country, President, day one, you have been elected to office. What's the first thing you would do to shake things up?
Yeah, it's getting made.
Go for it, Dom.
Both of you,
Go
and
for it,
then
Dom.
we'll just kind of go. And
First
I'll
thing
do.
I'm doing, shaking stuff up, is saying no more violent rap. I'm putting a stop to that.
Okay.
Okay, no more violent rap. Okay, we're gonna start having the TV on every day, and it's gonna chant it's gonna chant how our country's the best. 7 p.m. You got to watch that. I think everybody in America should have a picture of me in their home, right?
I think you're just describing North Korea at this point.
Right? I'm going to open
Our
up
dear
a
leader,
bunch,
Dom.
Yeah. Bunch of fake grocery stores, background actors. Now, you know what I'd do? First off, I'd do something. I'd get the billionaires in the country, and I'd say, guys, sorry, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to work some stuff out. I'd get them on my team. I'd treat it like Ford, but I'd be like, look, we got Jeff Bezos, get on our team, help us run the country. All that shit we wrote about the shit in the 1700s, let's forget about that, okay? Let's get big business in here.
Amen.
You guys make the rules now.
Okay, all right.
Let's get black and white. Let's get the rules in order, and no matter what happens, we ain't changing them, okay?
All right.
This
Yeah.
is the
Big
rules.
Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy laws coming in here.
Hey.
No kids outside after 11 p.m. We got to start putting the rules in.
That's your
That's
number
good.
one. I like that, dude.
I like that.
Gully?
Treat it like a cruise ship, actually.
You treat the United States like a cruise
The
ship.
same lines from a cruise ship.
You can't kiss the clients.
Yeah.
Bad
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Don't look. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
We're
yeah.
shutting Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi turns off
Wi-Fi
after
turns
10.
off.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want workers to be looking people in the eye. Okay. Keep your head down. Yes, sir.
Hello,
No,
goodbye,
sir.
thank
Yeah.
you.
No hooking
Thank
up with
you.
coworkers.
No coworkers.
Please.
Yeah.
Unlimited food with no sort of taste at all. Zero seasoning.
Lot of
But
fried.
tons of E. coli.
Honestly, that's a big problem in America, is the food's too seasoned, too good. Got people out here fighting in line.
Well, dude, that's on my list. I think that's one of the big things that I kind of like about RFK Jr. is fixing the food in the United
right,
States.
number one.
Dude, I've been seeing a lot of videos about that, like in Canada, in Europe, the just regular food we have, like Twinkies or like junk food,
poison.
right? Yeah. Cereal, Gatorade. There are chemicals in all of our food that is banned throughout the world. Like in Canada, say like a Gatorade, they have like 4 ingredients.
Yeah.
Canada and then American Gatorade, just for example, I don't know if Gatorade, we insert anything, soda, has like 35 ingredients. It's like, why? That's totally. So I think that that's a big problem here with like obesity is we just like have such access to poison, literally.
You're just afraid of freedom.
And we
That's
don't.
what you're
I mean,
afraid of
listen,
doing.
I
You're
love-
afraid of freedom.
I love freedom, but
I want 64 ingredients in my Gatorade.
dude,
You know,
your money's worth.
hate it.
I want to have bigger man tits. I want to be lactating. Just give me all the chemicals. I don't care. Big Daddy government, right?
Yeah, that's
Day
right.
one. We're listening to him.
Would you
I
guys?
don't
gotta
like
feed into it.
I will say I don't like big government.
You sound a little European. To my
I don't
left
like
here.
I don't like big
You like
government.
big government?
I want a small government, but I want them to
gotta sniff that
actually
freedom.
do things that will help the American people. Like, hey, just make sure we're not eating poison, which it's like almost like now they're ensuring we eat poison.
I want my blood to thicken.
Yeah,
I want to get thicker blood.
thick blood is good.
I don't want to be around long.
Dude, you want thin blood?
I want
like
thick
thin
blood.
skin.
No, I want to make sure my food doesn't spoil ever.
What would be the thing you would change, Adam?
Flip phones, day one. Everyone.
Everybody's
not
got
bad.
flip
Everyone.
phones.
Flip phone.
Yeah.
Hand them in. Hand them in. Sworn in. And then it's just they go around with a little basket. You just put it in.
iPhone
Switch
flip
over.
phone. Yeah,
Just
that's
done.
That's a
Well,
big
not
deal
even
too.
iPhone. Like that's the thing. You got to get
Old
rid
school
of the
burner
name
phone.
brands.
That's what you're in.
Get
Yeah.
rid of all the name
All of it.
brands.
Get people out of there.
Get out of
phones.
it. Get
no
out
more
of it.
Sean John.
What's
P.
your
Diddy clothes.
what's your watch time?
What do you mean?
Do you?
Oh, it's got to be. I don't want to.
Mine's astronomically high.
What watch time on your phone?
Yeah, every Sunday I get an alert that's
23 hours a day.
When you hear it go out, you just wake up and press play
My
again.
thumbs are worn out from swiping.
Dude,
You don't
I
have
was
a fingerprint
getting
anymore.
The
It's
cartilage.
just-
I was getting
it's just swiped.
no
Right.
joke, man. I was getting like
Yeah.
carpal tunnel in my thumb because I was playing this game on my phone. I had like 11-hour average watch time per day, screen time. I was like, that's sick.
You could have did something productive with
No,
your
I think flip phones would be great.
Yeah.
Just in general. I'm thinking about actually converting it. Have you heard of the ones where it just has text, call, GPS? Because I want to be tracked, and then Uber.
Oh, yeah. No,
Oh,
That's it.
that's nice.
That's it.
I used to
So
live in
no-
the Bronx. That's what they got up there,
what
is
they got.
those
That's what they
phones.
got.
What is the
I was
name of
like,
those phones?
what is
PC
this?
Metro?
What is this? Cricket? Yeah.
You can actually just do that on your iPhone. Is just delete everything except Uber GPS.
I know, but then it'd just be like, that's the but you'd still be tempted.
And
Yeah.
it's not as
Yeah.
cool. Like see, the cool thing with those Cricket phones is you could always act like you're hustling. I only got 41 minutes left on my plane. You know, you could do some shit, make it interesting.
Dude, what a wild time when people were buying minutes.
People are
to
still
talk
doing
on the
that.
phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are still doing. I got cousins calling me.
It's like a gas pump.
Yo, can you give me $10 towards my phone?
I only got 5 minutes left, and
Yeah.
I just used
What does
two on you.
$10 buy?
Actually,
many
it buys
minutes?
enough dope from what I
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yeah.
Even now.
Buys enough dope.
Buys enough
fine.
dope to keep you good for an hour and a half to keep
my
the phone
God.
calls away.
Just pencil shavings. Just
Yeah.
huffing that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what I seen? I think it's going to make the country worse. Speaking in comparison to Europe and America, is the things they have in airports, you know, where you get to have a straightaway and it just carries you along for like 30 minutes.
Oh, the moving sidewalks?
Yeah, they want that coming in. I think that's going to, I mean, dude, after that, we're done. Nobody's even walking no more.
Yeah, it's like Wally.
Right now, you go to Europe from here to Europe, everybody's way skinnier. And you think about it, like when I went to Europe, just for the day, I walked like 28,000 steps. I mean, sure, I'm on vacation, but also you have no choice. Like you're walking. There's no cars. Like those people are walking in those cities.
But what was fun? Where did you go?
I've been all over Europe. Lisbon, it's a lot of hills,
Look at
Italy,
him.
Yeah,
Rome.
he's
Greece.
We got
He's
to
a
travel
world-
over here.
Yeah.
Dude, you wouldn't think
cruise
looking at
over
him,
here.
but
Cruise-
he's a world
But
traveler.
what's funny is
Yeah.
that, okay, let me ask you this, since you've been more places than me. Were the portions, I'm more so talking about New York, because it's like Midwest portions where I'm from. That's a whole different ball game.
Oh, yeah.
Were they relatively the same?
Midwest is
Were they
comical.
relatively the same
Yeah.
to New York?
No, New York, well, it depends on where you went, but no, everywhere I went, the food was smaller and way better. But like in Lisbon, I got like 7 fishes, so that was a lot of food. But
Yeah.
the carbs were just like 4 potatoes. Or like in Italy, I got a sandwich. It's like 1 piece of meat, 1 piece of like goat cheese. It was like $6, but the sandwich blew away any sandwich I've ever had here.
Well, that's the thing too. And like, I went to Italy. I like lost weight drinking wine and eating
Right.
pasta.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
it's like
You're
here, I
walking
would
a
just
lot.
blow up, dude.
It's not a
From
lot
eating
of
pasta and wine.
I know.
Well,
For
if you-
10 days, I'd gain 20 pounds.
If you
We
go
told
to
you got freedom in your arteries.
Yeah,
you
I know.
Olive Garden in Ohio, the amount of pasta that they bring to you, it's actually a mess with your mental state.
Yeah.
Like you ever hang out with somebody from outside of the U.S. and they come here on vacation and you go out to eat with them? I got this guy, Max. We were working with him. We found him in front of Home Depot to help us do a job. And he he couldn't believe the size of a hero sandwich from the deli. He was like blown away.
Is this to feed me for a week?
Yeah,
What's happening?
This the whole sandwich. He felt guilty. He's like half, and we're like, Max, this is your sandwich.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He just felt like it was a waste. He took like 4 bites. He was good.
Oh my
Dude was
God.
ripped. Was showing us his 6-pack all day at work.
Yeah.
We're like, Max, do you like girls? He's like, no.
It's like I like myself.
Yeah, but dude,
just
so
me.
they fired him because they found out we got him in front of a Home Depot. The owner of the house was like, I can't believe you let this dude around my fucking kids. Like, you know nothing about the guy.
my God.
Right? And we didn't. We knew nothing about the dude other than he was real ripped, and that was it. And he had some tools.
You really snuck that through. What was the problem with him and the kids?
Well, no, it's
Yeah,
just
like he was
because
just talking about his diet, but all of a sudden you're just.
well,
And
he's
also,
like,
he's a predator.
we told the
by the
owner
way,
of the
big
house.
pred, yeah.
Well, we told him. They said, "So where'd you find this guy? Because he doesn't know English. Nobody. We didn't know how to communicate with him."
Oh my God.
But he looks great.
And we
This
told
is
him,
what the podcast is now, Adam. Is Dom goes on these rants
I was
and I
going
go,
to say,
hey,
we started political and now we're just
we gotta fix
this guy
what
with the
what are you talking
sweet
about here?
body.
Well, this goes back
With
to
a
being
criminal
political.
past.
The dude ended up getting deported, unfortunately. But the guy called the cops on him.
Wow.
Yeah.
For what'd he do?
Just being an illegal immigrant.
Oh
working.
my God.
Yeah, he was a busboy at night, I guess, and he would work construction during the day.
Just living his life.
Yep, he's just trying to make money, feed his family.
You know what the first thing I would do? First thing I would do would be term limits for Congress.
No, that'd be great.
Not, hey, listen, it's not funny, but
8 years?
8 years. 8 years for Congress. That would be my first thing, is I would come in and I would be like, this is what needs to happen. 8-year term limits. And
then go right into your pharmaceutical.
A ban on once you work in politics, you then have a 5 to 10 year ban on becoming a lobbyist after.
Okay.
So you can't go right into lobbying. And a lifetime, I don't even know if lifetime, but again, a 5 to 10 year ban on trading on stock stuff after you serve. Because that's what it is. It's public service. These people shouldn't be making. Dude, you have lifelong politicians who make $100,000 a year and they're worth $500 million.
That's the whole reason they get the job.
I know.
Well, that's what's funny is
pat my back, I'll pat yours.
What's funny, I always heard that it was because everyone always talks about Pelosi with her insider trading, which, by the way,
is so blatant.
Follow exactly what she's doing. She's killing it. She's the smartest mind.
There's an Instagram account that tracks and follows all of these traders.
It's a Pelosi tracker. Yeah. But it was but Dan Crenshaw does that as well. So it's other people do it as well. But it was so funny. So they actually brought it up to him, and he was just like, well, how do you expect us to be able to eat at these restaurants in DC, with all the bankers and all this stuff, and wear these suits and live in Washington DC if we don't, how are we going to live off $250K a year?
Wow.
You're just like, huh? That's well. Then all of a sudden, what the price of milk is, and what gas, and it's like I know plenty of people who would be happy to take a $250K job.
Yeah, because then wow, milk is $10 a gallon. We should fucking do something to fix this.
On your sort of thing too. You know what I also think? So housing and everything like that.
Yeah.
Dormitories.
Dude, did we talk about this?
We did talk about dormitories.
Yes.
Can you imagine that and make it a television show?
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
TV
make that a reality TV show. You put Pelosi, you put Schumer, you put all those people on there. You put, was it Mitch McConnell? It's just when you're in DC, dormitory. I was like, so you don't have to worry about housing. You have to have millions of dollars. Yeah. Boom, we got you set up. Well, because you got the governor's mansion. You got, Senate. I was like, why don't they just have,
dude, in DC, how much money?
There,
Yeah, it would not cost that much money to how many and
then also too, they're going to want to get the F out of there. They're going to get out of there,
and you should
go back to their constituents because they live in a dorm.
I think they should move them into the projects over there, the Section 8.
Yeah, make them live like that. No, but that is a good point. If
house them all in there.
If you're living in DC as a politician, you should be spending time in your district, right?
Yes.
You should. If you're the senator from North Dakota, you shouldn't be spending 9 months a year in DC.
In the Bahamas.
Exactly. So I love the idea of government housing for elected politicians. You get government housing where you come to DC to do your sessions. Yeah. You live in government housing. There's food provided even too.
Good.
And then you get a salary on top of that. And then most of the year you live with your constituents.
We shrink it down. You can still do your politician thing, where you kill prostitutes or whatever whatever your thing is.
This is classic responsible spending by the government.
Whatever sort of thing. But it's but just be at time at Congress and then go back to your district.
If they did something like that, it would be all smoke and mirrors. They'd go there, take a few pictures, get them petting dogs, then they'd go back to their shit. They'd be like, look, they were here. What would we do in the dormitory?
But then that should be a scandal.
I think they should all have to shit together like they did in the Roman times and exchange ideas.
They all shower together.
Yeah,
have it be like a baseball. No, have it be like a baseball trough.
Shared bathrooms.
Yeah, everybody just spitting.
Well, I'm saying dormitories. Yeah.
Didn't Nancy's husband get hit in the head with a hammer this time last year?
That guy went to prison. That was such a weird video.
I mean, that's why. See, people start talking shit about people. Somebody's gonna show up at the house. I know that bitch. Yeah. She's my neighbor.
There was a whole conspiracy that it was a male prostitute or something. But then you watch the video and you're like, oh my God. He hits him with a hammer in front of the cops.
They need to keep the people in charge in secrecy. I don't think we should know who our president even is, to be honest with you. There's
Dom?
too much judgmental involved.
I don't think we do.
We got the candidate for you.
I don't think we know who the president is. I mean, this will be out. This will be out after the election, so we have no idea who won, what happened. But like, it is crazy, dude.
Dom, do I have to have some good news for you, buddy? I was like, for the next at least.
We don't know who's running the country.
When do they get sworn in? Is it January or February?
It's January.
January.
Jan 6, baby.
Oh wow!
So 3 months, buddy. 3 months,
or maybe January.
You have exactly the candidate that you wanted.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, dude, not even a face to the person, never, because then this way you can't judge them on anything.
I think that's you know what, Dom? I like a lot of your ideas, and I think that's the best one.
Really?
No, I think it's the worst one.
So Dom wants the Wizard of Oz to run.
Well,
the
think
country,
about
I
seen this thing before where they were talking about how some of it's looks based. Like, you don't really want an extremely ugly president, but if you really think about it, ugly people are better at what they do. Like, say you take an ugly person, attractive person, and no matter what you have them do, 9 times out of 10, that ugly person's gonna put more effort in.
I know, but they're a bummer.
Yeah,
dude,
you don't
what
want
was
to
bummer to
look at them, right? Their mouth's always open.
You just look at them. You're just like, I don't care.
Damn.
I don't care if you take away my rights. Just give me an attractive
Yeah, just
person.
give me somebody with less forehead. I just think, imagine like people say like Abraham Lincoln, he wouldn't be president now if you looked at him.
No.
You think he would be?
I don't know.
He's 6'6".
Yeah,
which
he's
in
tall.
today would be like 7'1".
Yeah, man, dude, can you imagine if we had a short, never in history if we had a short president?
That's not true.
I think we have.
Madison
probably.
was 5'4".
Wow,
Really?
dude.
Yeah.
So there's still hope for you.
Shit.
Yeah.
Still hope, dude.
Yeah.
But still, in some
Madison
cultures,
and Monroe were both very, very. But then George Washington was 6'3" in 1776.
Oh, that's
yeah,
crazy.
he was also a wizard.
Giant. Just a giant,
Yeah.
dude. That's the Shane Gillis bit. With wooden teeth.
Shane Gillis didn't create George Washington, but
No, but that bit where he's like, he's just a giant running, just crazed because he's got whale teeth in his head, whatever he is. Like,
but I think they even said, I think that the average president has been 5'11" or up.
wow,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
wow. That was what I was gonna say. What was that presidential debate? The first time they had a TV debate versus a radio debate? Nixon Kennedy.
Yeah.
Where everybody who listened on the radio thought Nixon won, and everyone who watched thought Kennedy won.
Wow.
Because Kennedy looked so much better because they did his makeup for TV.
Yeah.
And like Nixon looked old as shit.
Well, because Nixon said he's just like, I'm not gonna put that makeup on. That's for pussies.
Wow.
And so then he gets on there and he's just sweating, looking like he's being interrogated.
Damn.
But he's crystal clear in his answers, and Kennedy's looking like a movie star.
Yeah.
Right.
But just like stumbling over some words, and
Banging
he's got that really
Marilyn
bad New England.
That goes right
cadence
back to
and-
looking the part. you
Right,
know? People
yeah.
want to look and see how you look.
People want to see how you look. And dude, you see these interviews. A lot of these interviews are so funny. People are like, who you voting for? They're like, Harris because she's black. And it's like, okay, you don't need to come out of the gate with that. Like, can you at least just let us know one reason why you're going to vote? Like, that should be, you shouldn't just vote for somebody because of that. I mean, I could see why you might be like, oh, this would be cool. We'd have a president now that like black people could look up to that also doesn't give a shit about them. Like, I don't know. I mean, how much do you feel like we're really coming up in the conversation? Us people, us mediocre people just surviving on the base level of life.
Yeah.
We're not really coming up in the big meetings.
This is what I would say is like my litmus test for if we can have a political conversation or not. I was like, because it'd be nice if you could just talk about issues or whatever, that sort of thing. You go to your friend and you just be like, whoever they voted for, be like, say something. I was like, say 1 or 2 positive things about the other person and say 1 or 2 negative things about the candidate you're going to vote for.
Yeah.
And then be like, because then all of a sudden you can have critical thinking, but you're like, still.
Yeah.
But so many, you would not believe, I would say I do that. 90% of people cannot pass that test because it'll just be like, say for example, just like say they'll be voting for Kamala, right? Or something like that. Be like, well, I think she's, maybe like unproven or that sort of thing or whatever. And then be like, okay, now say something about Trump. And they're like, well, at least he's not sexual. Like, at least he's not raping anyone today, right now. And you're like, okay,
like, all right,
you can't even like
Yeah.
make it that far.
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
vice
yeah.
versa, just being like, she's not like arresting everyone. And you're like, all right, I can't talk to you with your.
Well, dude,
with your
do
red hat
yours.
on right now.
Do 2 the positives and negatives about Trump and Kamala.
Okay, let's see. I gotta think of like both. Let's see. Kamala, look, she'll do exactly what you tell her. So whatever it is, man, she's a good soldier.
Okay.
Dude, she's fantastic. She's fantastic.
Toes the line.
Toes the line. She'll be whatever you want. She'll change. She'll be Steven Seagal. She'll change that accent up exactly. Whatever she is, whatever flavor, Baskin Robbins flavor you want her to be, she'll be that. All right.
That's true.
It's fantastic. And then, she'll be that. She'll laugh at it. She'll be her own laugh track. I think that's fantastic. I think she brings her own energy.
Yeah.
Which is great.
She's got a Glock.
She's got a Glock. Oh,
does she?
She's got a Glock.
I will say she a positive about her, dude. She is a hustler.
She's a hustler,
dude. I mean, how'd she get her start? Dating the mayor of
She did
LA?
it Montel Williams before. No, San Francisco.
San Francisco
became a DA and just and just being like, dude,
hustled her way, dude. The definition of fake it till you make it.
Just grind her. Just grind her. Just grind her.
Well, there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, that. I have no negatives about her. I think she's just great. Trump.
You can tell who.
No, Trump's great.
You can tell
Trump's
who
terrible.
Adam voted
No, Trump's
for.
terrible. Trump's terrible. I don't like him. No, Trump. See, but it's like, but Trump is like, he loves a good war.
Does he?
He loves a good war.
I don't think he does.
He doesn't love starting new wars.
I think.
But he'll keep it going.
Yeah, that's
he's not gonna stop
fair.
it.
Yeah, no,
He's not gonna stop it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he prided himself on we didn't go to war. He likes to intimidate people. I feel like
He likes a good handshake.
yeah, he's like
He'll get in there.
That pull.
I
That
promise
pullback.
He'll meet you.
Yeah.
This is what people do. Okay, this really annoys me.
What do they
I
do?
got bigger hands here.
My hands are wet. My
it's
hands
all
are
right. I know you're
sweaty.
nervous around me. But this is
what
what they
is
do.
it?
This is
What
what
do
they
you wanna
do.
do?
No, I'm going to shake
This
your
is
hand.
bizarre.
No. What they do is, so I got bigger hands, and they always emasculate me because I got big, and they do this.
Right, they try to get your
yeah.
fingers.
They get me there. They
For
don't.
those
They
of
don't meet
you
me.
who
I had
are
a cousin
listening,
that did that.
They don't meet me in the web. They just
Right.
they just shake my fingers.
Or they're too eager to get.
And it's
the
just being like,
fingers.
what?
No.
Because I always go in there and they stop short and they just go for that. They get scared.
Yeah, for those
And
of
they
you who are
grasp it.
listening, Gully just grabbed the fingertips of Dom.
And he was not wrong.
yeah,
He
that
has wet
really
hands.
emasculates
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Well, that's what you do. You get jealous of somebody's hands, you pinch on their fingers a little.
Yeah. That's the way. You can't outshake someone, so you got to outmaneuver.
He doesn't he have that thing where he's like, yeah. So I told him I sent a picture of his house to him. Didn't he say he did that?
That
to
was a
somebody?
terrorist. Yeah, that was
that was
Trump.
great.
He's more intimidation.
It's intimidation.
And he's a big dude.
And he goes,
Eats
"Why did you
cheeseburgers
send
every
me?
day."
Why did you send me a picture of my house?" He
I
goes,
think
just think about it.
No, I was like, so another thing with Trump too is, I said Kamala's a good foot soldier. If you compliment Trump, you can get him to do what you want.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
I bet.
Because he's, if you're
very ego-driven.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're even like on his other side or whatever it is, you just be like, Trump, you're fantastic. I'm so great that you didn't build that wall. Like whatever you want, and you just be like, you know what, we worked together. He or she is a great person. We didn't build the wall. We worked it out. That's and just be like, it doesn't really matter. It's just like you have to as long as you just sort of bow down. He's like, okay, I'll go for that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the a guy like that is totally ego driven. It's everything about
loves a compliment.
Yeah. Which
Just
to be
rub his
honest,
shoulder. I like a compliment.
so many people do.
I like a compliment.
Yeah, I like a
don't
compliment.
hurt.
You come in with you really butter someone up. That's how you get them to open up.
You know who doesn't need compliments?
Who?
Kamala.
Treat him like
That's
a human.
why she's a champion.
Yeah, I know. The other things that are on my list, we can go through.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we'll just so term limits, stock market ban, lifetime ban for politicians becoming lobbyists. Whether it's lifetime or like 5 to 10 years after leaving office, I don't really care about that. The Second Amendment, leave that alone. Leave it alone, baby.
Right.
That's the guns and the right to bear arms.
Yeah, I love Ricky Velez's joke about that. I just seen it where he's like, good luck going to war with America because we arm our citizens. Like, okay, if you're going to fight our military, now you have to fight us too. It's like everybody in America. And dude, it's true. I mean, I come from Ohio, so huge gun state now. I owned a couple guns in my life. I mean, they're expensive. I never really got the habit of really buying a lot of them. But I totally see why. It's like, bro, my family has tons of guns. Everybody I know has like 20 guns. And it's like, somebody tries breaking in on your shit and taking it. Well, you're not calling the cops in Ohio. Your next, the cops 15 miles away.
Yeah.
Are they rural Ohio?
Yeah, rural.
Rural.
That's tough word to
classic
say.
Dom.
Yeah, they're in rural Ohio.
And here's the thing. I know there's a lot of issues that people have with guns. To be honest, guns, I've been around guns. They still make me nervous. But, like, dude, you want to see a Democrat turn into a Republican? Give him a gun and let him shoot it at a target. You can see that. You can see Trump coming into their mind. They're like, oh, yeah, this is the power.
Let somebody, break in and try to harm you and your wife and your family. What are you going to do then? That's
what I'm saying. Like, I get it. I get the criticisms of it, but I think it's very important for a country to be scared of their citizens, and that's what the Second Amendment does. It allows the government to be like, oh shit, yeah, we're a little nervous. You look at other countries. I mean, look what's happening in England right now. They took the guns away like 10, 15 years ago.
Everybody's getting stabbed,
and now
kids.
Stabbings are up. There's so much crime
sad.
there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that leads into another point, which will be controversial, is securing the border big time, dude. Securing the border big time, focusing on legal immigration and the best of the best. I know people won't like that, but we want the best here, you know?
It's funny.
Country of dreams, you want people like Elon Musk coming, immigrating here and making a difference. You don't, necessarily want...
Right.
Or
like those guys, like
the worst of the worst.
I met a guy at 7-Eleven, and he was telling me he's like been there 20 years. The West Village 7-Eleven, and it's like the dude. If he got in illegally, I guess I'd let that slide. But they didn't. They tell you how hard it was for them to get in, so they're mad. They'll be like, "Took me 10 years."
Dude, I was in Aruba like a year ago, and we met this woman there from Venezuela. Me and my mom were talking to her, and she was like, "Dude, they were emptying prisons," and like she moved from Venezuela to Aruba. It's very close. And she was like, they were like emptying prisons, trying to send them to Aruba, and like they were like absolutely not, and like sent them back, and then they just sent them to the States.
Right. It's crazy. Dude, it's impossible to get in other countries. You were talking about you travel. Where'd you travel to over in Europe?
Just Paris. I mean, I went to France.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we went to
people
Bordeaux.
In Paris
and
are
Paris.
assholes. Did you have fun? They hate
it
people's guts.
It was
there.
pretty great because they knew I was American.
Were you smoking cigarettes?
They could. I tried, but I coughed.
Oh, yeah. Dude, well,
are they different there?
Oh yeah, so I went with my girlfriend, and like she actually looks French, so they would just look at me, and they'd just be like,
"Oh yeah," they just wanted to flirt with your lady in front of you.
Oh yeah.
What about? So did you have trouble getting in? Like you went on vacation, right?
Yeah.
Was there a process? I went to Paris, but just the airport, and I was going to Barcelona, so
they do the face scan,
right? And you just walk right through.
Yeah,
right?
it's crazy. You gotta do that. But did you know you can turn it down here?
The face scan.
So like like when you do that, it was like they're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So like I just got, and I'm always just curious, just like see. You just walk in there, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm not. And they're like, you do know, like we probably seen. I was like, they're like, we probably scanned your face like 13 times before.
Yeah.
And I say, then you have my face, so I'm good.
Why?
And they go, okay, you're good. Like you don't have to.
Yeah.
Why do people not want to do it? I think it's convenient. You don't got to pull out your passport.
No, you
just
do.
walk
you
right
still
through.
have to. You still got to show it and do that.
Oh, well, I have clear. Maybe that's why.
That's why. Yeah.
But dude, in Italy,
no, France wasn't too bad actually.
Italy was next to impossible.
Yeah.
I was there on for work. I had papers saying I'm there to work. Mm-hmm. It was like a 5-hour process. Like you can't just walk in other countries. Everywhere else I go,
I know Canada's that bad.
it's insane. The Uber drivers know to pick you up and take you to the immigration office. They'll ask you,
wow.
did you go to immigration? And you have to show them that you went. And it's like, man, people get like in America, oh, Americans are racist. It's like, bro, I don't know. Try to just go to a vacation to another country and watch how hard it is just to like vacation in the Bahamas. They're looking at you like, why are you here? What are you doing?
Dude, my buddy had a joke about this where he talked about like how everyone says race, like how racist America is. He was like, my dad's from India. And you call him racist, and he's like, "Yeah, of course I am." Like they're like, it's like a point of pride in other countries, and it's like, "Oh, that's crazy." America's not that racist.
Yeah, no, we're toned down, especially compared to other places like that.
People don't want to acknowledge that though.
100%.
The other jumping topics. This is my other big one, dude. This is my big one.
Oh shit,
big one, dude. Is again not big on government regulation, but certain hedge funds are ruining the country right now. Certain big hedge funds, and I'm not going to say the names
Amazon.
because I'm pretty sure that they invest in YouTube, and that'll get us demonetized if I say the name. But my, these hedge funds that I'm talking about where they go around and they're buying all these homes for low prices and renting them out. People can't buy homes now because it's through the roof. They go to places like Detroit. They go to places like certain cities in Ohio, and they buy up all these foreclosed homes and they fix them up. and they don't sell them. They rent them. So they own all this property throughout the country.
Controlling the market.
So this would be my pitch would be hedge funds with over $100 million in assets are not allowed to deal in residential real estate.
You really put some thought into
I did, dude.
I thought that was illegal anyway. You can't just buy a bunch of properties and start your own town.
Well, you can't start your own town, but that's like what people are doing. These hedge funds have hundreds of billions of dollars, like so much money. Like you think Elon Musk is the richest person in the world individually, but there are hedge funds that manage billions and billions of dollars, way north of what
the bigger ones,
Elon Musk has.
17 trillion.
Right, General
Yeah.
Mills cereal, I bet.
And they all own pieces of everything. Dude.
Right.
We're talking the news networks.
I didn't
talking
realize, doesn't Pepsi
food.
own like every fast food place but McDonald's?
Yeah, I could see it.
Pizza Hut, Taco Bell.
Well, yeah.
It's don't you remember when you've gone to like, when it's been almost like a duplex?
Oh yeah,
So
there's like a Pizza Hut and
Pizza
a
Hut
Taco
duplex.
Bell. Yeah,
That was
worst idea ever.
that was because of
PepsiCo's
Pepsi.
it. Yeah, PepsiCo.
Everybody wanted Coke, and they bought Taco Bell. They bought Taco Bell Pizza Hut
and
to
they're
just
like,
put
we're gonna
soda.
waterboard you with Pepsi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we'll get you addicted to Pepsi.
And commercials of black people. That's what Pepsi does.
Well, I think that would be a good fix. I think that
No,
would be a
Pepsi
good
targets
fix, dude.
black audiences.
Do they?
Yeah, it's a known thing. What they did was Pepsi was the first business to show black people in a family living professional buying Pepsi. So they
Like the Cosbys?
Oh, interesting.
yeah, like they were the first one to market towards black people. They did like Coke was doing like a 10 ounce for a certain price, and Pepsi did like a 20 ounce where you get double for the same price. But their commercials were like black people coming home from work and having a family.
Nice.
That's why black
Sit
people
down,
like
having a
Pepsi.
2-liter.
Yeah. How many black people you see drinking Coca-Cola? I don't want that white man shit.
I don't know. I don't really pay attention
Punk
to that.
ass white man coming in my house.
That's interesting. Wow. I never thought about that.
Actually, I only seen it because your boy called him on called Donnell Rollins on a podcast.
And he said Pepsi?
Yeah.
Pepsi over
Yeah,
Coke.
Donnell said it.
But you know what's interesting though? Where's Coca-Cola?
Owned by Pepsi. No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Where's
Atlanta. It's
Coca-Cola?
Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is ironic.
Oh, because
If-
it started in Columbus, Georgia, Coca-Cola.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
but their basis is Atlanta, Georgia.
I mean, if you ever drive through there, it's not that ironic. Those were all
professionals, there you
old, like, that was a racist town back in the day.
Where? In Ohio?
Where Coca-Cola's at. Columbus, Georgia.
Oh, Columbus, Georgia.
Well, that's
that's
where
why they
Coca-Cola
moved.
was invented.
Shit.
Maybe the factory's still there.
Well, probably, but it was invented in Columbus, Georgia. I just did a show there, Wobbly Butt. Fun little show. Wobbly Butt Tavern has a comedy show, Columbus, Georgia.
Dude, the names of comedy shows are wild.
What was it called?
The Wobbly Butt.
The Wobbly Butt.
Yeah.
Hey guys, come check me out. I'm going to be at the Wobbly Butt all weekend. Chicken fingers 2 for 1.
Was that club owned by a hedge fund?
Yeah, it was owned
Might
by
have been.
Pepsi.
Might have been.
Coca-Cola. But yeah, those big fucking businesses, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been saying it for years. I wish, which we could never go back to, is I totally missed New York like 20 years ago. I used to come up here on vacation. That was the real New York. When you had like the real sandwich shop. You had the real pizza place. You didn't have 7,000 Walgreens on every corner.
Yeah.
I'm happy the Walgreens are getting broken into
gone.
now. Get rid of them. You guys, you stole
Go
from
back
the
to
big
Dwayne
business.
Reed, baby.
Yeah.
They're gone now.
I want a little mom and pop store where the Indian guy's gonna run out chasing you with a billy club.
Yeah, no.
That's what we want. Huh? You want toilet paper? I'll kill your family. That's what it's coming
No,
down
these are
to.
we're back to battle tested bodegas.
I
Yeah.
think we are.
No, we're
dude.
back to it's
Big
it's
business
it's
learned that
war
lesson.
ground. No, yeah, because if you go to Walgreens or CVS or any of those ones, it's just being like, good luck.
Except, you know where
It's inconvenient. It's a convenience store that's inconvenient.
Oh yeah, dude, you got to get them to unlock everything.
I'll tell you
gotta wait on
Yeah, you
these
got to do the nuclear
long-ass
codes
lines.
just to get hairspray,
Yeah.
deodorant.
The difference is
Toothbrush.
though, that's you guys are looking at the downtown ones. If you go to one in Harlem, like 145th and 8th, that security guard is not letting you out. He woke up hoping he could fight somebody today. Dude, I've used to live by one and they would straight beat the shit out of people.
He's just tactical.
I remember they'd say, call the cops. We unplugged the cameras in this bitch. Dude. He was going off on it, dude. This is illegal. Straight beating his ass. And I'm
yeah,
like, I
that's-
love this shit.
That's what you need.
That's what you need.
We just talked about that, dude. The
and he probably goes tell your friends, and it's just like one swinging light, just being like, something out of Saw.
We just talked about that like 3 episodes ago. Was the polite police, manners police on the trains? Is you get like criminals to enforce good manners on the trains.
Yeah.
So like nobody playing music on their speaker.
Yeah, after you get out of jail, you do like a 6-month term stint during your probation where you're just like, if people are acting up,
that's your
you get to
community
beat the
service?
shit out of them on the train, and you just like have everybody quiet and polite.
Yeah, that's what we got to enforce. Well, really, it comes down to the guy that wants to impress a girl.
Yeah.
Really. You know, you get that dude.
Always.
He wants to impress the cashier, so he's going to beat the shit out of you. Especially a guy like me walks in a store in Harlem, I try to steal some fucking peanuts. The dude, first off, he's going to even maybe act like I did something wrong from the beginning just to fuck with me.
He goes, oh yeah, that's my mark.
Impress the girl a little.
Yeah.
You know, got to impress the cashier.
Crack the knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same way these delis, they charge you a couple of dollars more. Fucking Biden.
Oh my God.
I would have, you know what, one rule I would put in place is the prices need to be on everything at every store. If you don't have a price tag on something, let them take it for free.
That's a good, I like that rule, Dom.
Right? That's
I like
a good
that rule.
That's
If it
great.
doesn't have a price, it's free.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what? Why, how come I got to pay $7.75 and the girl with her titties hanging out, she gets the french fries for free and you wink at her? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Dude, I go into a bodega and they make up the price in front of you, and they're like, $12.
And
you're
let's
like,
be
where
honest,
did you come with?
He looks
with
at your
that?
shoes.
Yeah, we're all
Okay.
paying a higher price. Let's be honest.
yeah,
I'm
dude.
walking in a bodega.
They see our white faces come in, they go, that's going to be $47. I'm
They
like, I
start-
just got a chopped cheese.
Yeah, I know people, when I walk in bodegas, I know my look because they all start supporting Trump, like the deli workers.
You're a mark.
It's like, yeah, they'll be like, oh, how about that Trump? You think he's going to do it this year? I'm like, dude, bacon, egg, and cheese, man. Salt, pepper, ketchup.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
Drink on the side.
Okay, I see right there. It's $4.99.
He's like, he's trying to find common ground with you. You're like, all right.
I had a dude up in Harlem, man. A guy walked in. I was getting pastrami. He's like, dude, we never make the pastrami. We'll do it for you. So I'm getting the fucking pastrami.
$50.
And the dude starts giving slices of pastrami to people that show up. I get the sandwich, one piece of meat. I'm like, dude, why is it $10?
Yeah.
One piece of fucking meat. I know it's because of this bullshit with Trump. You know, I'd be interested to see what's going on in Harlem now. I lived in Harlem during the last election. Even Times Square, I was working a comedy club.
Yeah.
Dude, last election, they started boarding up all the businesses downtown in Times Square.
Really?
You guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, they were boarding the glass storefronts up because they're like, if Trump wins, man, it's going to be a major riot in New York City.
Yeah.
I remember people getting jumped in Harlem for having vote for Trump stuff.
Dude, I'm getting out of here. Once this episode airs, I'm voting, and then I'm going to Vermont.
Shit
and
calmed down
gonna
a lot.
chill for a couple days up there.
Nah, I think shit calmed down. There ain't going to be no protests.
No.
You don't think?
A lot more people. After this election, if Trump wins, I'll tell you what we're going to see, an increase in truck drivers in America. There's going to be a lot more fucking truck drivers.
You think?
I guarantee you that.
I think people have had too many processed foods that they're just too lazy.
Everyone's tired.
to ride. Like they don't want to walk 3 city blocks.
No.
They're
Yeah,
not
I'm
marching.
sleepy.
They
dude.
just being like,
that goes back to the government feeding us poison.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
They
just
want
being
us
like, hey.
tired. They want us.
I was like, either way, whoever wins, they're like, I don't have the energy.
Obedient.
I don't have the energy.
yeah.
We're done with it. I think people secretly want Trump to win, but they don't want to admit it. They just want to see what type of
Secretly?
chaos we're going to get into. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right.
I think a
haven't
lot of
been to
people
the
are
Midwest.
outspoken about it.
People
Yeah.
outspoken.
It's been a while since I've been to Ohio.
There's a lot of people who don't like him that want him in there because it gives them an excuse, I think,
It's crazy.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to be angry.
TDS.
Yeah.
My TikTok.
Because Kamala, if
doesn't
she
even-
gets in there, just be like, all right, you know, you don't know much about her.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's like you can't really be furious at her because like you don't really know anything about her.
Yeah,
you
dude.
know?
So many comics who like made a living.
You can't make jokes about her.
Yeah, who made a living on making fun of Trump for 4 years are really hoping he gets back in
It's just-
office.
yeah.
Well, you
so they
can't-
can have that fake outrage.
And you can't really make fun of a woman. I mean, like you could.
Really?
But you really can't. Dude,
Dylan's like, watch me.
Watch me.
dude, have you been at comedy shows and a woman heckles you? you got to be a little careful. You can't slam her right away. Like, I feel like if you could go, you could definitely go harder on a billionaire's son, Donald Trump, right?
Oh, yeah.
Than you could go harder on a fucking...
Well, it's punching up versus punching down.
Right. It's like you can't really go hard on if Kamala wins, SNL's jokes are still all going to be about Trump. Like,
it's true.
Everywhere. Jimmy Fallon, all Trump jokes.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this guy, like, what are you doing?
He's not even the president no more, Jimmy.
What else do I have on here? Oh, dude, this is a big one. Audits for the government. Military industrial complex and full government audits, dude.
Oh, good luck.
Bring in the big four once every 4 years, and they fucking audit the government.
What's the big four?
It's like the big four accounting firms. It's like PwC, Ernst & Young. I forget the other two.
I couldn't even imagine if we were getting audited, man.
Have the government get audited because, like, dude, they can't pass an audit.
You know, the thing
crazy.
is, it would have to come down to the individual.
Is that not crazy? And make it public record.
No,
it would be like a fucking 100,000 page document, maybe more.
But they already did that though with the military,
and they didn't pass
it for the last 10. I think it's 10 or 12 years, and then they just kind of go, now what? And then just be like, what are you going to do about it?
In the military, they have that whole thing of keeping you safe. It's like when you're in prison, you know, you can't question the dude that's protecting you. You know, it's like, hey, you know, what do you got? We're going to kick out the military?
Yeah, he goes, your canteen, I'm doubling the price on the canteen. You got to put money in my canteen to protect you. And you're like, can we negotiate? And he's like, yeah, why don't you take today by yourself? Yeah. And we'll see if you want to renegotiate.
What are you going to ask them? What all those soups you guys ate last month? No, you ain't asking the dude. They protect us. It's like, and they probably got some, I bet you they got some secret shit they can't even tell us about.
Absolutely, dude.
Some mind control, some shit they're doing to us.
Oh, for sure.
No, they're telling us everything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Why would you doubt the government, Dom?
Right.
Dom's got some real hot takes. He goes, hear me out. They're not telling us everything.
Right. We find out they're putting chemicals in the sneakers.
Yeah, exactly right.
I think the government I think they're controlling the rap music. That's what it really comes down to. That's why everybody's scared about this Jay-Z shit.
Was this the Ice Cube?
Well, you know, we had the chief secretary in there probably getting BJs at the Jay-Z parties, and they don't want that shit to leak, you know.
Oh, that's coming out.
Kamala in there twerking, fucking the dude, the fucking co-star from Home Improvement was in there getting banged.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Yeah.
No, really?
No, I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe, dude.
Jonathan, no.
What if it was the next door neighbor?
Morton. Was the dude Al Morton or whatever?
Al? The guy with
Al Borland.
Yeah.
With the fence coming over the...
No, that's what I was going to say. I was like, what if...
Yeah, the fence guy would be the guy at a Trump party.
Yeah, they know.
He just watches all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just behind the couch watching everything that's going on.
You watched and you said nothing.
Oh my, yeah, dude. Silence is violence. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think we've been resolving some shit here. Actually.
Oh, dude, I think we're going in. I got some. What else is on my list?
Yeah,
some things that are. Oh, this is a big one. A lot of this is like limiting the ability of like, or just like pulling in Congress and the Senate and you know or Congress and the House and limiting riders in bills.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, if I have an idea, okay, right now the way it works, if I was a senator, or if I was a congressman, and I went in and I go, hey, I want money to build a bridge in, you know, I want federal money to build, you know, a drug rehab facility in New York, okay, and I put that into Congress to be like, I want this. They would be like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Or let's say this, you go in and you're like, I think that the country should focus on renewable energy. Okay. So we're going to invest, you know, $5 trillion into, you know, making things green. So like getting solar panels, getting wind turbines, doing that across the country. Okay. And that would like probably help, you know, but then you got to do all the studies and that, whatever. But if I put that into Congress, that seems like, hey, that's a pretty simple thing. Like we should all kind of be on board with that. Why not put our money in there? You have all these other congressmen and senators who are like, well, I want a drug rehab facility in New York. Let's plug that into the thing for renewable energy. And, I want a bridge over here in Arizona. Let's plug that in. So then you have this bill that's like, that's why when they say, he shot down the Green New Deal, or he shot down this really good, Secure the Border Act. Trump was against it. It's like, yeah, because there's like 150 other things in there that are a waste of money.
Wow.
There should just be more bills, less riders. So you put it like single issue bills. Yeah. Single issue stuff. And if you're going to add stuff, it has to be so like precisely related to what you're trying to pass. That's my pitch, dude.
No. It's so easy to skim money from the top doing something like that. It's like this guy's retiring his family, his grandkids, everybody off this one bill if it gets in. He's like, I'm good for 200 years, my family.
Dude, if you were to compare it to comedy, it's like booking a comedy show. You're like, hey, I'm going to put together a show, and these are the 5 people I want. And then someone else is like, oh, well, if you put me on that show, I'll give you 2 spots at this other show. And then another guy's like, oh, well, maybe I could be the 7th comic, and then, I'll let you do my podcast. Right. And then all of a sudden, it's all this like quid pro quo stuff. And then all of a sudden, the show that you were putting on has like 15 comics, and it stinks. It's a bad show.
Worse.
You watered down, bad,
I met this dude from Queens. He was telling me with the bridges, like when they were building the bridges in New York, like when they'd get the things for it, he said they'd try to look at where they're building them, like around New York and stuff.
Yeah.
And these guys would go skim money off the top by getting a lower grade concrete in the bridge. Like if you just lower the concrete one level, you can make like $100 million.
Crazy.
But then the bridges like fall down and shit down the road.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But you got to think, say somebody's doing a bill like that. It's crazy to think about like, oh, wow, you get 100 million just from that one bridge you could steal. Like,
well, that's when it comes down to it is like when they're looking for like government contractors, it's all about the cheapest, the cheapest option. Right?
Well, we're all whores in America. I don't know how you feel about this, but it's like, I feel like we're just leaning toward, we could tell ourselves whatever. Big business is taking over. Pretty soon the president.
We can be bought.
The president will be the person that owns General Mills cereal.
I mean, dude, you have the president doing podcasts and TikToks. We're like 4 years away from the president of the United States like selling merch on TikTok.
He was bragging. He was bragging about how big his TikTok was. Too.
He goes, wow, very demure.
All right.
Very.
All right.
The only person.
Buy this blanket.
Just doing TikTok dances about which war we're going to be involved in next.
You know what? Yeah. You know what helped me become the president is I had a green juice every morning. And if you go to the link in my bio, you can also buy one off TikTok Shop.
Yeah.
And maybe you can also be the president of your own life.
I swear by this stuff. Subscribe. It's called, I don't know what it's called. A gentleman gave it to me. It's like Lions or Lion's Mane or something or the other. I think what we actually need, what would change this country, is definitely a woman president, anybody that does the weather on the Spanish channel. Because it's like people are just going to fall in line. You get a nice Spanish girl in there, all bubbly and happy.
Hypnotized.
Showing her body off a little. She's like, yeah, we're going to veto this bill. Dudes are running in one after another. I mean, dude, they're lying. They're changing. Anything's getting passed. Are you kidding me? The amount of shit guys do. Look at what guys do for girl comedians. They'll give whole careers to women comedians. And it's like just in hopes they get to hug her. It's like, because that's why.
I just want to smell your hair.
Yeah. You can have your own show on Netflix.
We should write together.
Right.
Yeah, we should write together.
The classic.
Oh, my God.
That's what it's coming down to. A guy is weak to his own flesh. As soon as we get a gorgeous... fucking really supermodel, just doesn't even really need to know the language that well. Just fiesta colors and dancing and fun. Everything's different. Everything.
Dude, there's that real attractive, I think, congresswoman in Florida. Have you seen her?
Oh, yeah, there is.
No. Who's that?
Smoking hot. I forget her name. Like,
she's going to be a president. Real Spanish name, too.
It's like something. She's in Florida, and she's a babe, dude. She's a Republican. Babe. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I would fucking vote for her.
We would.
Who's the kooky one in Colorado?
I don't know.
Don't you remember she went through a divorce and then she got kicked out of a Broadway show because they were vaping?
Yes, dude. Oh, what's her name?
This is a good time.
I forget. I mean, yeah, dude. We got politicians vaping. I thought she was giving a hand job, like rubbing her.
I think she was doing a thigh rub.
A thigh rub?
She was doing a thigh rub,
Less embarrassing to get kicked out for vaping. Maybe more embarrassing.
When you're watching a musical. Gets you going.
Is there anything else that you guys think? Voter ID laws nationwide, I know that's super racist, apparently, but it's crazy that I need an ID to go to a bar or like to fly on a plane, but not vote for the leader of the free world. That's
you should
nuts.
definitely need an ID for that.
It's crazy. I think it should be all in-person voting too.
Yeah.
Like mail-in votes for like military people and like make it the exception, you know? Otherwise, hey, why don't we? Everybody votes in person.
I think everybody
Is it
should
that fucking hard?
Now you could vote online on Instagram.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, dude. It's like, at the polls, if they don't have the ID thing, it's like, why is there 7,000 Chinese people here today to vote? Like,
dude, I was like for the last election, I was on Long Island and my mom's like, oh, early voting, we can like just go through right now. And I go, we were out running errands and I was like, I don't have my ID.
Yeah, Mom, we don't agree
didn't bring
politically.
my wallet.
Yeah.
And she was like, you don't need an ID. And I was like, oh my God, that's
they should
crazy.
have the face scan everywhere.
To get like, have you ever gone to the DMV? The amount of like showing so many forms of ID just to get an ID.
That's true.
And I'm like, this is crazy.
You have to give them a lock of hair.
Yeah. Like spit in a tube and
spit in a tube. Yeah. And they'll still be like, come back.
Certified.
Rectal exam. Oh no, you don't have the rectal exam. You gotta come back.
And they can't wait to tell you that you gotta come back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the trick around the DMV is you just tell them, oh, no, I don't mind. They pay me to leave work and come here. People hate hearing that. This is paid time off for me. I think I'll enjoy the day off. They'll be like, you know what? We could get you through. Come here. They don't want to hear about you having a good time.
Hey, no, I could sit here all day. I'm getting paid. That's
I'm
fine.
having fun.
They're like, oh, you're next. You're good.
Just start recording people. Yeah. I'm doing an interview for my web series. I think if I was president, all those people should get the fuck beat out of them. The people that show up at the post office and they'll just start recording for some reason. It's
they're just recording their rights.
Yeah.
You know, they're making sure their rights aren't.
But it's like, what fucking rights are they recording?
The
dude?
YouTube auditors. I love watching those.
It's none of your business. They should get their ass beat.
They're on a public easement.
I think we should
shout out Long Island Audit. I watch his videos all the time. They're so funny.
We should start employing all our cops should come from Boston from now on. I think that would solve a lot of problems. You get some of those crooked fucks up there. Those guys are good.
Shoulders
Boston
up.
cops are good at slipping an elbow in, like on camera. You ever been elbowed by a Boston cop?
No.
They put their whole weight in it.
In New York, a couple times,
Oh, dude. Well, we're at an hour. I think we just solved this country. I think we just fixed the country. Honestly, that was great.
Boston cops.
Anything else that you have before we wrap?
What do we got? I got nothing, man.
I think we solved it all.
I think you guys
What
killed
about
it.
getting money for the short people to get that surgery where their femurs get broke and they get taller?
Yeah, dude.
Stretch-ems.
Hey, I would do that.
Couple of stretch-ems.
Yeah.
I got a long torso, short legs, so I could definitely do that
I'm same
surgery.
way.
That would be great.
I don't think you'd fall
I'm
in
tall.
category. You're 5'9". You would have to be
9.5.
5'3" or 5'5" to get the
I'd
surgery.
love to get that up to 6 feet, lengthen my legs a little bit.
I think it's targeted to guys that are 5'9". How tall are you, man?
6'4".
6'4"? Yeah, you don't want that fucking.
No.
yeah, I get up to 6 foot, 3 inches to my femurs.
No.
Yeah, you'd have some
Look
Great
out.
Dane
Yeah,
legs.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Nice long femur.
I'm a sky person.
Yeah, I'm just a good height.
I
Now
just live up
6'4".
here.
You know what's crazy? I feel like nowadays 6'4" is considered the average height for a man that deserves to live. It's
That's-
like
If you're
on dating apps,
I was gonna say if you're on TikTok too much, I'm sure that's the case.
yeah, ask girls if they believe in abortion. The answer would be a lot different if you knew the height of the baby. For vice versa reasons. If the woman's too tall, they're going to say kill it, right? And if the guy's too tall or too short, definitely kill it. Matter of fact, torture that guy a little bit
my
before
God.
you murder him.
So you just solved it right there.
We just solved it. We solved all the
That's
issues.
it.
So this will be out, dude. This will be out
That's
the
all
day
done.
after the election. Tell the people where they can find you if you have anything going on.
I'm just on Instagram at Adam Gulley. Yeah, follow me there. Yeah,
Dominic?
all around.
Dominic Leonelli, everything Dominic Leonelli, and right here, Troublemakers and Dry Salami Podcast, y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, at Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and at Troublemakers on all those sites. Thanks for tuning in. I think we really solved some stuff here, huh?
Feel good.
Oh, yeah. we
I
made
feel
it
great
happen.
about it, dude. Elect us, dude. Vote for me, president, 2026, 2032. And we're here every Wednesday. Come on back and join us. We'll see you next week, baby. Good night.